Yes. Thank you. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this BDI Citizen Science Hour 12 with focus on West Africa. Today we have three presenters, two from Nigeria and one from the Gambia. We have the first presenter, Aisha S, who is a lecturer at the Maitama Sale University here in Nigeria, and she's almost done with her PhD. She's just waiting for Viva. So she has collected and has been involved in biomapping activities over the past 3 years. And I think she met with Les Amigan in 2017 when they came to Nigeria. So she has a lot to share with us.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Aisha S Magaji from Kano, Nigeria. I'm here to present some collections of biodiversity collected during my research, PhD research thesis, titled Some Biodiversity Collections from Wasai Reservoir in Kano, northwestern Nigeria. The Wasai Reservoir is located in Kano State, and Kano State is one of the major cities in Nigeria, with a population of people around 4 million, and the vegetation type here in Kano is the Sudan savanna with the typical wet and dry season. This reservoir was constructed in the year 1976, and the purpose of the construction of the reservoir was for the water to be used for fishing, irrigation, and wildlife conservation. Apart from that, the reservoir serves as a receiving point for the industrial and municipal waste that drain from various parts of the state. This is the satellite map showing the Wasai Reservoir with the prominent Minjibir Resort Park adjacent to the reservoir. So, what are the resources that are obtained from this reservoir? Wasai Reservoir provides a lot of resources because the people that live around that reservoir primarily depend on the reservoir as a source of livelihood. For example, they engage in farming and fishing activities around the reservoir. Likewise, we have a lot of tree species around the reservoir that serves a lot of functions. For example, here we have the Adansenia tree that serves as the roosting site for some bird species. Here we also have the palm tree that produces palm. Many local farmers around the reservoir utilize the tree resources in the area for the collection of bee. Likewise, they engage in extensive livestock grazing around the reservoir. That's why we say that this reservoir is overexploited by the people around it. The Minjibir Resort Park is another interesting site adjacent to the reservoir. This park was constructed by a privately. This reservoir is mainly for recreational activities. It was also used for cruising and other resting patches and other activities around the reservoir. So Wasai Reservoir is very rich in avifaunal diversity because during my data collection period between 2018 to 2019, I was able to record about 110 bird species. And these bird species, among this 110 bird species, we have 87 species which were resident species. I also recorded 3 intra-African migrants, which are also known as the breeding visitors. I also recorded 20 palearctic migrants around this reservoir. Among these species, we have the aquatic species like the pied kingfisher, the black-winged stilt. We also have the farmland species like the crested lark, northern red bishop, and the chestnut-bellied starling. Other collections around the reservoir are the raptors. As you can see here, we have the black-shouldered kite, we have the dark-shanting goshawk, we also have the red-necked falcon. We also have the insectivore species like the greenwood whoopoo. We also the omnivorous species like the pear-peck. Here, as you can see, is a lucky Senegal cockle having its delicious meal. Among the palearctic migrants, we have the gold-billed tern, the little ring plover, the Kittley's plover, the western marsh harrier, and I also recorded the yellow and white wagtails all around the reservoir. Other palearctic migrants are the European reed warbler, the ruff, and the ibis. So here are the 3 intra-African migrants I recorded around the reservoir, which are the little egret, gray-headed kingfisher, as well as the African cuckoo. So apart from the avifauna, we also have a collection of butterfly. As you can see from the pictures, these are beautiful species of butterfly I recorded during the 2-year study period. Some of them are the common diadem, the loved yellow, the citrus swallowtail, and the pale caresses. Other beautiful collections of butterfly around this reservoir are the African migrant, the Diagnesia serena species, and the Colotis species. Likewise, I recorded some dragonfly species, such as the northern banded groundling and the broad scarlet. Here in the middle is an unidentified species. I don't know if anybody can assist me to identify what is this, because I've uploaded it to the virtual museum. I'm still awaiting the identification. I don't know if anyone can assist me to identify what is this, but this species is quite beautiful. I also recorded some reptiles around the reservoir, such as the agama lizard and various skink species, as you can see them here, the Trachylepsis species. So apart from the Wasai Reservoir, I also have another study site which is located around Tiga local government area, and that area is close to another reservoir in the southern part of the state. That area was also rich in biodiversity. I recorded a lot of bird species like the finches, the beautiful finches. As we can see, these finches that always move in pairs. We have the golden breasted bunting. We also have the cinnamon breasted rock bunting as well. So other species recorded around that area in Tiga are some Palearctic migrants. Among these, I have an interesting sighting of the vulnerable European turtle dove in that area. I also have some collections of breeding visitors like the Classis cuckoo, the Diedrich cuckoo, and the black cuckoo. Other species recorded in that area are the lavender waxbill and the mountainous species like the mocking cliff church. I also have the bee-eater here, red-throated bee-eater. Also recorded the little ring bee-eater, little green bee-eater. Here is the northern wheat ear. So collections around the urban area here in Kano included these species. These species were recorded around Bayero University Kano new campus. Some of these species were interesting to me because I have citations of nocturnal species as well as this nocturnal species, as well as the grayish eagle owl and the pale-spotted owlet. Even though the pale-spotted owlet, according to the field book, was said to, according to bird book, was said to be diurnal to some extent. Here I also have interesting sightings of the greater honey guide and also the mighty hoopoo. This species is very rare in the urban area these days. Other species recorded in the urban area are the western grey plantain eater and the speckled pigeon. This speckled pigeon used to be very common in the urban area. However, as a result of urbanization these days, there is a decline in the population of this species in the urban area. That's why you hardly see them around the urban areas. We also have the noisy pied crow and the pintail wider. Here is the picture is taken while the bird is showing its courtship display. Apart from the birds recorded in those areas, I was able to have some pictures of bird nests. The first picture here shows the nest of the wild-billed buffalo weaver on Adansonia digitata tree. And these birds normally breed in colonies. Likewise, here is the nest of the same white-billed buffalo weaver. Here I have the nest of chestnut-bellied starling. I also have nests of speckled-fronted weaver. Here I also have the nest of village weavers, which are also colonial breeding birds. And lastly, here are the eggs of spur-winged lapwing. These eggs were encountered at a rice farm in Kura local government area, and that was the first time I encountered the eggs of these birds in the farmland. So, thank you for listening, and I would like to extend my acknowledgement to the British Ecological Society for providing the fund for my PhD research. I would also like to thank my mentors, my friends, colleagues, and everyone, especially Ringim. I will not forget you for the assistance you offered during my fieldwork. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that beautiful presentation. So the floor is open for questions and suggestions. If there is any question. So there is a question from Zandre. What type of vegetation do most of these birds occur? Like woodland, savanna, forest, or what?
Mostly in savanna, because the vegetation on my study site are mostly in savanna.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Aisha. Any comment, question? Okay. Yes, Oscar, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. That was a great talk. Can I just ask you, could you show me again the unidentified Colotis species? And I'm sure we're going to be able to find out what it was.
Okay.
No, the butterfly, the Colotis. I can't help you, the grasshopper. I know I've seen loads of the same ones in Jost, but I have no idea what they're called. So the Colotis, the butterfly, the one with the red wingtips.
Okay, okay.
That one. There you go, down.
On page 11.
The second one?
Next slide.
Okay, next slide.
Bottom right. Slide 11.
Bottom right.
So that one is a Colotis danae.
Not
Okay.
Danae.
Okay.
It's a scarlet tip,
Okay.
and it's a male. So
Is it Danae or Danae?
yeah, Danae. I think it's, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Latin, but Danae. So D-A-N-A-E.
Yeah, I know it was recently split. I think the species Anai, I think Torben Larsen did it. The Anai species is North African and Asian, and Anai is the African one.
No, Danae with D.
No, Anai with an A is our local one, and Danai is the one you find in India.
Oh, okay. Well, I need to check, but I guess Williams will have it. But anyway, we will sort that one out. So if I'll check that up and I'll let you know soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Oscar.
Aisha, can you go to the next slide, please, number 12? Just look at
Number 12, okay.
Okay, sorry everybody, I'm interested here. That Orphetrum species at the bottom right, I think that's a bottletail.
This?
Yes.
Okay.
Down here is a rare dragonfly. What is it? Who else knows their dragonflies on this forum? Liz?
No, I don't know my dragonflies. I'm a statistician.
That's your usual excuse. Sure. I'm looking in the book here, and I can't. Let me find. Hey, come on. Bottletail. Here we go. BO 202. Page 202. Here we go. Right. Bottletail. It's a bottletail. Olpagastrum lugubris, tropical African species, narrowly extended to the hot low veld of South Africa. Okay, so yeah, it's something that only comes into the savanna areas up here, down here. It looks like it spreads into your savanna area. It definitely is. It's identical to the one in the Tarboton's book on page 202. So that's a good record. Nice one.
Okay, thank you.
I know the Artemis.
What of this one, please? Any?
I'm afraid that is not an odonate. That is a Orthoptera, and I'm not good at those. Not many people are.
Okay.
So there is a question from Megan. She's asking, Let me check. What was your study about? Such amazing diversity.
Okay.
So, you know.
My study was to investigate the population diversity in 4 different sites. So I compared the diversity among these sites, and these sites were mainly, I had a wetland area, I have a farmland area, I had an urban ecosystem, and a typical savanna area. That's the first site. I have wetland, farmland, urban ecosystem, and typical savanna area. So I investigated the abifaunal diversity and the what can I say? Abifaunal diversity among these sites, and I compare the diversity.
And I think you also collected some
Thank
foraging
you.
data.
I collected.
It's really amazing to see all that. Amazing to see all that diversity. Really, it's awesome. Thank you.
Yes,
Some of those species are pretty familiar to you, eh? Where you live, you must be in a pretty similar area.
Hier in Hoedspruit?
Yeah, savanna.
Yes, also savanna, but definitely, I mean, some of those birds obviously don't occur down here, so it's always. I was like, woo, that's a nice bird, and yeah, I would love to visit that area of Nigeria.
It's very rich in abifaunal diversity. I had a lot. I think total I recorded up to 187 bird species within the 4 sites.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
I don't know how it is with the birds, but I think it's similar that once you get to West Africa, you will find that once you move up from the forest zone out into the savanna, it's very little endemism. There are some local things linked to high elevation, but the things that you found, say, in Kano in Nigeria, most of them you will find all across the west-east kind of shift at the same level south of Sahara. So it's quite homogeneous, but as soon as you start turning down into the forest, you get much more refugia species, so very much more localized fauna.